is because Google locked me out of my account. Hey folks, Ariel over here at Fy Nyth. This video is not what I actually wanted to talk about. If you're wondering why you haven't seen any videos, if you're one of the regular subscribers to any of the places that I share stuff, you probably noticed there was just all of a sudden no videos for almost 2 weeks now. That is because Google locked me out of my account. So for a brief rundown on what happened, and is still going on. One evening, right after I'd uploaded that last video that you all saw about the cost of the tiny house and such, I'd been working that day. I do love you. I do. Yeah, more than I love Google. Definitely. Come here, lay down so I can talk. I have a fairly old laptop and I make it do a lot of hard work with photo and video editing. So pretty regularly, every few months, I've done this for years, I go through and clean out anything that I don't absolutely have to have, using up space and energy on my computer, like clearing out all the old cookies on a web browser. So I did that. Like I said, I've done this. Lay down. Just stay. I know you're all excited. Stay. I've done this every few months for decades. So, and I know that makes me have to re-go to all the sites that I use regularly and re-log in. That's fine. So I did that, just doing my normal routine cleanup stuff for the night. Went to go back to log into the various sites that I use regularly. And Google's account controls the YouTube channel and my blog, among other things. And went to log back in. I have my correct username, I have my correct password. I was using it to upload a video just minutes before. And all of a sudden I put in my username, put in my password. There's no chance there's a typo. I use a password manager to keep track of all of them and such. And it says, for security, we need to text you at this phone number. And they show the last couple digits of the phone number. Well, it's a phone number that I haven't had in many, many months. To the best of my knowledge, I had never given it to Google. If I did, it was very, very long ago. I've never used a phone for anything there. And apparently, from some of the reading I've done since trying to figure this out, they just turned on two-factor authentication, which means that not only do you need your correct username and password, you need to be able to verify a code from a cell phone as well. And so the phone number that they're trying to text that they think is mine is one that I haven't had in like 8 months. And back in the spring when I had changed my phone number, I'd gone through every kind of, record and account that I use a phone number for and changed it. Never occurred to me that there was one involved with Google, because I've never used it for anything. But apparently like 70-something% of their users were refusing to use two-factor authentication, and so they just decided to turn it on for millions of accounts, is what I've now learned. So no matter what I do, to make a long story short, no matter what I try through their help articles and their account recovery, the only options it will give me are to text a code to that phone, which doesn't exist, has not existed in many months, or it just says they can't verify it that I'm me. So this means I cannot get into the channel to upload videos, reply to you guys, nothing on there. Thankfully, you're probably seeing this on Odyssey, and thankfully the whole channel is still on Odyssey, which doesn't have issues like this, and you can see everything there. And if you found this from somewhere else, I highly encourage you to subscribe to here, like I've been trying to encourage folks for a while. I will probably also see if I can share this from my backup channel, because I've done everything I thought through the years. I've set up security questions when they said you should set up security questions for your account. I set up a recovery email when they said you should set that up, and so on. It won't allow me to use any of those options, which is pretty frustrating. I actually spent, one of the things it said is if you try logging in from a device you have used regularly before, that might help. All of this stuff is just like the computer algorithm might like you or it might not. So the only thing I've ever used other than my laptop, which is the only thing I have, my phone is a flip phone. There is no internet use going on from this thing. So the only thing I have is my laptop. The only other place I can think of in years that I've ever logged into anything was that I think I checked my email on a friend's computer once, and so I drove there about 150 miles round trip. I drove in the middle of that night through a blizzard to their house and back because they're not a very techie person, and if there was any chance I could get back in from their computer without getting logged out, I didn't want them to accidentally click on the wrong thing, so I did that 150-mile round trip in the middle of the night in a blizzard. No luck. It had logged because I was logged out and couldn't do the two-factor authentication on my laptop. Apparently it logged me out on theirs as well, so that didn't work. Then I spent over 14 hours on phone calls and chats with 4 different phone companies, seeing if there was any way to resurrect that old phone number just long enough to get one single text. Several people, everyone at the phone companies was amazingly helpful, actually, which has not typically been my past experience with cell phone companies' customer service, but anyway, this time they were, which was awesome because this is not even their problem. But several people at different companies thought they could make it work. Spent hours working on it. I tried different things. I bought a new phone just to try to get that text to come through. Bought a new service plan. Tried reprogramming this, reprogramming that. The consensus after all those hours of trying is that it's not possible. Partly because the phone number's been gone for so many months, and partly because it was never active on anything other than a 3G phone, apparently, which is all I've ever had, and I've never really lived anywhere there was anything other than 3G service. Actually, the first 400 or so videos on this channel were all uploaded over 3G cell service because that was the only internet connection I had. Anyway, so that apparently is a no-go after all the time and effort and money spent on that. There's no way to actually contact Google's customer service. There is, after doing a bunch of digging, I found that you can contact a support team if you have a Google Drive account, which is paid storage, which I actually have a paid account for that. It's only a couple bucks a month that backs up the photos on my blog. Now I also have my own backups. I've never been dumb enough to trust any company to keep. I have backups of every single video I've done, every single photo that are physically here, and I actually have a second full copy at another friend's house just in case this house burns down. So I do have my own physical backups, but just to keep the blog running efficiently when you guys want to look at it, I was paying for a little storage there, but you can't chat with anybody or contact anybody at customer service through that account unless you're logged in, and I can't log in. So I have my, backup account that I'd set up when they said you should set up a backup account and use a recovery email, which I used to get if I would log in from a friend's computer. It would email that second account and say, hey, this looked like unusual activity. Was it you? Click yes or no. They don't send that anymore. Now, every time I try to log in for 2 weeks now, I simply get a message that comes through and says, hey, someone using your password tried to log in to your account, so we blocked them. I'm like, yes, the person using my password from the same laptop that I have logged into probably literally millions of times over the past 6 years, that was me. That was actually me. But there's no option to say, yes, that was fine or anything. They just say, we blocked it, just so you know. So anyway, from that backup account, I went and bought another storage account that I didn't need just so I could log in, because I can still get into that one because it's its own separate account, and contact a customer service person. So I was able to get on chat with somebody there who just said that for your safety and security, we cannot verify anything with account ownership, despite the fact that from my perspective, I think somebody there should be able to see that this account is set up as a recovery account for that one. That they claim to be able to see that I'm using the same device, the exact same laptop I've been using. You can see that the paid storage account, the $1.99 I just bought a month for this one, is billed to the same credit card with the same home address as that other account's credit card is billing to at the same address. Here is my face. I can turn on my computer camera, which I never use, but I can turn that on if you need to see my face. My face is literally all over the channel and blog. I could send you a copy of my driver's license proving that my face is me. But they just assured me that there's nothing we can do. No human being here at Google can do anything about it. Either the computer likes you or it doesn't. So I can continue to share videos on Odyssey, which I plan to do because I actually like sharing stuff with you guys. This has caused quite a bit of time and hassle. Of course, over the years, and I knew I needed to get my blog moved to my own hosting. I am actually working with somebody to do that, but that's going to take a little bit of time to reset that all up. That was something I wanted to do anyway, and now I'm just sorry I didn't get to it faster. But I don't know if there's any hope that I will ever get back into that channel. That means I can't post any new videos, I can't reply to comments, not as me. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be, if anyone else has had experience with this and had any luck, I would be very happy to hear what you've figured out. It seems like a poor decision for Google, because it actually is costing them as well to not have any way for it to be so secure that no owner can get into their own account. Because yeah, I know at least one other creator that's locked out as well because of the same issue. They've moved, changed phone numbers, and have no access to the old one. Anyhow, so I will probably share this from that backup channel, but I don't know how many of you guys will see it there, because of course there's no subscribers and no one recognizes that name and none of the algorithms know that it exists, etc. But if anyone has any advice or has ever dealt with this, I would be happy to hear about it. The one thing that somebody suggested that is sometimes helpful is to tweet at Google publicly about the issue, because the company doesn't like to have public complaints going on. I don't know how that works. I've never used Twitter. I've never had a Twitter account. I don't know how to do any of that. If someone does, and maybe that would be helpful, I'm not sure. But as of right now, it looks like 8 years of work and videos I'm locked out of. Yes, I still physically have them. Yes, you can see them all on Odyssey. But there's almost 70,000 of you who are subscribed in YouTube who did not yet come over to Odyssey or MeWe or Float or any of the other places I have stuff. And I would like to stay in touch with you if possible. So I do recommend you come to those places. If I can ever get this figured out, I will go back to posting videos there as well, unless they delete me again. But it's been a pretty big impact because just for a practical measure, YouTube was easier to upload a video to, and then it automatically copies to Odyssey. Then Odyssey's uploader works, it's just not quite as smooth yet, so now I have to go directly through them. But also, of course, over 8 years of time, there was, ad revenue coming in for both the blog and the YouTube channel, and it was our bills we try to keep pretty low here and have low living expenses, but it was adding up to being about half of, what we lived on each month here, and that just vaporized in an instant like that as well. So fortunately we have some savings and we'll be fine, and if I have to, I will go get another job working more days, doing something else, which will mean less videos. But anyway, that's the situation. That's why you're not seeing any. If you found this somewhere else, that is why you are not seeing any videos on the Fy Nyth channel. I have multiple videos queued up, done, filmed, ready to go, but I can't get into the channel to post them or to share anything on the blog. So the blog is being rebuilt. I'm not sure when that will be done, but if anyone has any advice on how to get back into a Google account that has locked you out because of two-factor authentication, thinking it needs to go to a old phone number that it does not exist and is not retrievable, I would be very happy to hear the advice. Otherwise, that's what's going on. I don't know if you will ever see anything else on that channel or if it will just float around out there being dead forever. So that's what's going on here. Now we're going to go do more fun things like shovel snow, which is considerably less frustrating because you might hear chunks sliding off the roof. It snowed all night and we got to go do a little clearing. But that's what we're up to here, and that's where I'm at. Thanks for your support, guys, and just wanted to try to get an update to you so you knew what was going on and what happened to us. We are fine. It's just Google's not fine and the account on there. So you're not seeing any regular content. Hope you all have a great day. Ariel over here at Fy Nyth. Thank you so much for watching these videos and spending some of your very valuable time choosing to do that. We hope you found something that was useful, educational, helpful, maybe save someone else some time and trouble, or just something just plain beautiful. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe and hit the bell. And thanks for coming along on our journey as we build a new little homestead with our tiny house and everything to come.